Safe Space. It's a groundbreaking social safety app that offers a comprehensive solution for individuals seeking a secure and connected community. Developed by a dedicated team, this free app promptly notifies the community as well as tagged individuals in emergency situations such as crime. So to tell us a little bit more about the app, how effectively people can also use it, we're joined in studio by Safe Space founder Nyasha Sinamane as well as Munian, the product designer and a software engineer. Nyasha and Josh, good morning. Thanks for joining us at this hour.
Morning, and thank you for having us.
Nyasha, let me start with you. Perhaps looking at the key features of the app and sort of how it came to be. Talk us through, what transpired on that end.
Okay, so first things first, it's taken me personally 7 years to get to this point. And obviously, with an idea, it's never fully formed until you actually start going through it, and it becomes clearer on the way, on the journey. So in the process of this whole 7 years thing, I met a wonderful team that I have right now, Joash being one of them, and there's two guys behind. And to get to this point has been lovely. And with the whole, I'm pretty excited now to get the whole safety thing happening and people taking care of each other in South Africa. So it's an amazing place to be now, and being on SABC. So yeah.
Well, you're obviously sharing this now with the nation because this is about promoting safety for individuals and communities, creating a safer South Africa. Josh, just before I bring you in, I want to look at the issue of POPI or POPIA Act, protecting your data security. How did you mitigate and protect that as well in the development of your product?
Joash?
Yeah, I think
you're going to answer that one.
Okay, so with regards to that, we kind of leveraged on services that already exist.
Okay.
So because the POPI Act is something that is renowned across the world and it's respected across the world, we decided to leverage on services that already implement safety and privacy for your data. And so because of that, we're able to then mitigate any issues in terms of people who sign in, give us their details. Everything is safe and secure across the internet. Yeah.
Okay, and so speaking about safety and just looking at your competition as well, I mean, is this the first of its kind? But if you're going to look at its unique offering, what sets it apart?
Okay, so I think it's Safe Space, the app, is not just a one-trick pony. Okay. So there's a whole lot of stuff that you can do on it. The main feature is a distress SOS, where if you are in cases of distress, maybe low severity, high severity cases, you can send a distress to your close circle and they'll immediately be able to be notified in case of emergency. That's the main feature. But we've got other things surrounding it. For example, we've got updates from municipalities, updates from ESCOM, updates from your various outlets and service providers when there's outages, when there's issues on the grid and stuff like that. So it's not just safety, it's also emergency, it's also updates and security. So I think that's what sets us apart, is that it's a safe space, not just a one-trick pony.
And to add on to that, it is a safety social. So it's the safety part of it comes in as a community-based.
Yes.
So instead of authorities and the likes and security companies, you take care of me and I take care of you, you and your neighbors. It's getting everyone involved because South Africa has the same cry, whether it be crime, kidnappings, all of these things that happen. But now, instead of just the police and security companies being involved, let's all be involved on a social level. So that's what makes it different now.
Yeah.
Okay, and also incorporating technology and innovation, perhaps as we drive this fourth industrial revolution wave as well.
Yeah.
Use engagement. How are you going to be driving that? I mean, feedback's also important, bugs, gaps, etc. What's come out on that front for you?
That's a beautiful question, because now, especially with our first release, obviously, we could make the product and have our ideas because there's a lot more we want to do. But we've released it at a point where we want to hear, the user's feedback. Because now, obviously, we can have our ideas and put it there, but now we want to meet it with what the people want and create this one perfect app. Where it's like,
And how do we do that practically? So
Yeah.
on the app itself, we've got a contact support or contact the team option. And we address those issues immediately. Immediately when you click the send button with your grievance, maybe you found a bug, maybe you have an idea about how to make the app better, we see it immediately and we act accordingly.
I'm just looking at this initiative and the concept. Are there plans to expand it well beyond our borders, into SADC, into the continent at large, the world? I mean, talk to us about that feature as well.
Yeah.
Perhaps people who want to
Definitely.
travel.
Of course, yeah. I think we started off at home because we're here in South Africa.
Okay.
So we catered for our South African service providers and stuff like that. But we've also built in scalability. So it will be able to expand to countries and upper countries in Africa. Yeah.
I'm just also looking at the notion of collaboration and really working together. I have your back, you have my back, right? I mean, what collaborations would have resulted on other fronts because of this app? I mean, I can imagine there's so much more that can come from this.
Yeah, well,
Or that you foresee.
Yeah, in the future.
no, for sure, for sure. I remember we had a conversation about this actually, saying that, you know what, with this initiative, with the reach we can actually get, you know, reach is always important. It's just like if you have influence, I would like to get to know you so that I can push my stuff. So seeing that there's other security, you know, a lot of security companies and people who work within this security space or safe space, whatever type like thing, would love to collaborate with most of them, especially when it comes to that SOS button, you know, where it's like they can use our services and, you know, we can also utilize them to actually go on the field now and actually really take initiative rather than just, you know, us as people. But now there is response. There is a lot happening, kind of like making South Africa, I'll say this humbly, turning South Africa kind of like into like a first world type, like, you know, place where, because I know overseas and stuff, responses are like this. You know, they respond. So that's what we love.
And there's no reason that we can't be that first world,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
notion, because we have the capacity, we have the
Yes.
skills, we have the people. It's just about driving that implementation. And so perhaps for you, Joash, as well, on the back of what Nyasha's echoed, what are those future plans in terms of expansion? Where do you foresee this going from here into and beyond?
Yeah. So number one, as mentioned, collaboration, collaboration, collaboration. So we want to be able to implement this with authorities, with service providers, with security companies and stuff like that. We want to grow this to making it a household name, where it's the go-to app for people who care about their family, care about their communities. It's a safety social app. So you've got your close circle, people you trust, people you know in case of emergencies, they are going to show up. So moving forward, we want to foster this idea of community. It's not just me against the world, but it's us making the world better. So I think that's what we're moving forward with, yeah.
Just very quickly, 7 years is a long time to develop something and put your time and passion into it. I wonder what the biggest challenge would have been. Resources, financial constraints as well over the years, support on that front. What was that journey like for you?
It's like any entrepreneur will tell you.
Sure.
It is the hardest part is actually starting, you know, starting and, you know, getting people on board is another thing, because if you have no financial resources, it's basically you want to sell an idea. Like, listen, I believe this is going to work. Someone will be like, Ish, no, I see where you're going, but, you know, unless if it was, you know, if there was money on the table, then you can just perform it as a service. But I had to convince, and that's why it took so much time, you know. And I met people, I'll meet the one a year, the first year, and then the other one maybe 3 years, and then the other one, and there's a total of 4 of us. Within that 7 years.
I mean, that's the journey of entrepreneurship.
Yes,
You're wearing many hats at the same time, and you're still developing the product, and you keep going because there's that bigger vision.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing your story and for creating this app. May South Africa be safe and better for it. Going to leave that conversation there for now. We're joined by Safe Space founder Nyasha Sinamane, as well as Joash Munian, product designer and software engineer, chatting to us this morning about the new app Safe Space, which is accessible to everyone, of course, making it an indispensable tool for those seeking a safer and more supportive environment. Again, thank you to the both of them for joining us at this hour.